10 royal privileges Prince Harry still uses. Starting off with number 10, exposing exclusive royal drama. This couple may have given up their titles, but there are obviously some things that they are still using since Harry was once a royal and to some extent will always be known as one. Their tell-all docuseries, Harry and Meghan, delves into the personal lives of the couple and their experiences at the royal castle, which they felt was really important to share with the rest of the world, followed because the backlash from the Oprah interview did not appear to do anything to Harry and Meg. To be clear, this sparked just as much, if not more, backlash, with more people questioning why the couple continues to share so many intimate details when they say they want to keep their private lives out of the media spotlight. Since it doesn't appear that the royal inheritances are enough to keep their family stable, many people have wondered if this couple dropped this Netflix miniseries to make extra cash. What would be better than milking the story of the royal family and exposing them for money? Although the couple doesn't have the best reputation among many people, it's clear that the royal family did not appreciate the couple's efforts to draw more attention to themselves and give them a bad name. The British media and their attempts to exploit the royal family were then obviously Harry's next target. In the third episode of the show, Harry talks about the role that royal correspondents who work for newspapers and tabloids and specialize in covering and analyze the royal family play in the British media. He describes them as an extended PR of the royal family. An agreement has been in place for more than 30 years. Harry claims in the documentary that he was followed by paparazzi 30 or 40 times as a child, particularly while he was in school. He stated that the tabloid media in the UK believes the royal family is ours to exploit. Their trauma is our narrative and we control it. In the first episode, Harry says that as a member of the royal family, he has a responsibility to expose how British tabloids operate. I feel like a member of this family, and it is my duty to expose the exploitation and bribery in our media. Harry, you aren't a working member of the royal family, but it seems like you've joined the tabloids to take advantage of the royals as well. Is that a coincidence? On to number 9, deals. The couple claims to have given up a lot in order to start a new life, but were they successful? The majority of their actions thus far have involved maintaining some aspects of their previous existence. First, Harry and Meghan's foundation's title caused some royal drama because they were told they couldn't use the term Royal Sussexes. In the end, they agreed that the title will be changed after 2020's spring. The fact that they are profiting from the grief they experienced from the royals and sharing it with people in various forms, such as the series, interviews, and even the new memoir Harry dropped, Spare, which focuses heavily on how he dealt with all the royal drama and his experience in many instances throughout his life, is another way that it just doesn't appear that the couple has completely let go. They also lie to create stories that attract attention, which is another way they can't seem to let go of. Getting back to the series, which was so ridiculous, there are pictures of them leaving the castle. They say the pictures were taken without their permission, but the photographer later said he had access and permission to take the pictures. So awkward, because sharing a truthful story is the least you can do when you're talking about an experience. But what do you think? How long do you think this couple has left before people get sick of their sob story, which doesn't seem very credible? On to number 8, family drama. Where should I even start? According to Harry's memoir, Spare, Harry was pushed to the ground by Will, the future king, following a conversation about Meghan. While Camilla, the Queen consort, has acknowledged her dislike for Meghan, Prince Harry discusses the hierarchy in the video, stating, "You know there's leaking, but there's also planning of stories. The whole truth is unknown to anyone. We have all the facts." The show The Crown, which is based on stories from the royal family, is also receiving backlash over a storyline about the affair between Prince Philip and friend Penny Natchbull, which is believed to be insensitive following the passing of Queen Elizabeth in September. I mean, fair point, let the deceased rest in peace. Don't talk about their side pieces and have some morals. This brings more unwanted attention to the family. However, since the tea was already hot, it's only right to spill it. Number 7, privacy. After expressing concerns regarding Meghan's need for privacy as a royal, many individuals appear to believe that this was an unreasonable demand for her, particularly in light of the numerous controversies and the inclusion of an inside look at the royals' lives, including never-before-seen family photos. Afterward, Meghan attempted to reaffirm reaffirm her need for privacy and the fact that it is a fundamental human right. I do agree that it is a fundamental human right. She stated that she ought to be able to share a portion of her life under her control rather than under the media's. Number 6, the royal privilege of knowing the family. Do we really need to talk about the many times this couple has brought up the royal family after stepping down? Meghan and Harry managed to get a whole lot of attention after their announcement to move out of the palace, which eventually led them to stepping down. Now, obviously, the British media did not take this news lightly, with many outlets creating stories not supporting the royals or their decision. And then they dropped the CBS special with Oprah, which caused a lot of controversy, just in case you forgot. But that wasn't even the best part. From claims that Meghan and Harry got married before the televised wedding to Harry saying they were cut off financially from his dad, King Charles, the messy interview just got messier for the Sussexes. I think the most mind-blowing part about all of this was all the lying they had done to push the victim agenda. To be accurate, I think they lied about 17 times in the Oprah interview. Yikes. And I'm obviously not going to invalidate their experience because, well, for one, I wasn't there when all the claims were made, so I wouldn't know. But some claims, such as the fact that they had been married before the televised wedding, was shut down by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Big yikes. So the question stands, why did they decide to make some stuff up for this tell-all interview? Starting a new life, number 5. Once the couple officially left the family, it seemed as if there was only one thing Meghan and Harry were chasing: the bag. Since they don't make money as working members of the royals, they have made commercial arrangements where it seems like the only thing keeping them relevant is the fascination with them fleeing the royal family, which I can't lie is a pretty savage move. But then what was even more savage of them was when they started finding ways to get paid by exposing some private matters of the royals. The late queen was pretty upset with the way they handled the situation and how much they were planning on milking the family post-departure. Once they moved to LA, it was a wrap. Meg had no other choice but to get back into the industry, not necessarily acting, but having her own podcast where she chats with famous women about real issues. The $25 million deal with Spotify is just one of many deals this couple has signed to make sure the money is flowing. Number 4, mocking traditions. In the second episode of Harry and Meghan, Meg brings up her first time meeting the late Queen Liz. She described how she and Prince Harry were attending a lunch at the Royal Lodge when he let her know that his grandmother would be joining them a little later on. I remember we were in the car and driving up and he said, "You know how to curtsy, right?" And I just thought it was a joke. Sorry, Meg, but personally I feel like you could have done a little research on the royals if you were serious about wanting to become part of the family. And then it got a little more embarrassing when Meg decided to demonstrate what curtsying to the queen for the first time looked like and did an overly dramatic bow. We get it, girl, you've acted before. No surprise that many fans of the royal family were offended by this and thought of it as being an insult to the royal family's traditions. What do you think? Comment your thoughts below. On Twitter, one fan wrote that Meghan Markle curtsy scene was so mocking and disrespectful. Meanwhile, another tweeted, "Funny how Meghan Markle thinks it's ridiculous to curtsy to a queen but has no problem with people calling her a duchess or addressing her as your grace." I mean, kinda spilled. Can't lie. Personally, I think Meghan walked right into that one. Don't make fun of people if you don't want people making fun of you. Number 3, Megxit. Over the course of several weeks in what's known as the Sandringham Summit, the couple negotiated their exit as senior working members of the royal family. It was an unprecedented move that sent shockwaves through Britain. Although we would have preferred them to remain full-time working members of the royal family, we respect and understand their wish to live a more independent life as a family while remaining a valued part of my family, the late Queen Elizabeth said in a statement at the time. The move was dubbed Megxit by the Sun newspaper on January 9, 2020. The use of her name rather than a collective term for the two of them was interpreted by some as Meghan being the instigator, despite it being highly publicized that it was a mutual decision. During a panel called The Internet Lie Machine in 2021, Harry explained, "Maybe people know this and maybe they don't, but the term Megxit was or is a misogynistic term, and it was created by a troll, amplified by royal correspondence, and grew into mainstream media." Following their departure from the royal family, the couple took out several lawsuits against major news publishers. For the invasion of privacy, they sued the Daily Mail for the unauthorized publishing of a private letter Meghan wrote to her estranged father. For defamation, they took the Mail on Sunday to court and won when they published an article that alleged Harry had tried to keep secret details of his legal fight to reinstate his police protection. Harry and Meghan really said mess around and find out. They're not playing with anyone. Number 2, the family drama continues. The family drama doesn't stop at Harry's royal side. Meghan's half-sister has decided she wants a slice of the fame and has been vocalizing how much of a brat Meg has been and how becoming a royal changed her. It was revealed last minute that Markle's dad would not be attending her royal wedding. Confirming the news, she said, "Sadly, my father will not be attending our wedding. I have always cared for my father and hope he can be given the space he needs to focus on his health." Meanwhile, her reaction behind closed doors was much less matter of fact. Apparently, the shocking news of his absence reduced both Meghan and Harry to tears. After turning up to Kensington Palace unannounced, Samantha was overcome with online abuse. However, she hit back in support of her shared father with Meghan, saying that the Duchess should bow to daddy, accusing her half-sister of giving fake waves and smiles and not giving time to the one who was always there for her. Samantha simply wanted Meghan to reach out to her father so he can know she is, well, happy and to touch base. Number 1, Harry's income. For years, royal followers have been fascinated with Prince Harry's net worth, with the fascination growing even more after their decision to take a step back from the British royal family. The fascination around Meghan and Harry's post-royals life sparked again in March 2021 when the two were interviewed by Oprah for the CBS primetime special. Though there was speculation at the time that Meghan and Harry were paid for the interview, it was later confirmed that the couple would not be collecting a paycheck and said that no donations are being made to their charity. So they aired out the royal drama for free $99. With that said, there are still a lot of question marks around Prince Harry's net worth. How much was Prince Harry's annual allowance? 95% of Harry's income before he left the royal family came from his father, King Charles, who at the time controlled the Duchy of Cornwall, a portfolio of property and financial investments, securing $29 million back in 2019. Harry's annual allowance from Duchy, which he shared with Meghan, was around $7 million. This paid for Harry and Meghan's public duties as working members of the royal family, such as wardrobe and travel, as well as private costs. The other 5% of Harry's income came from the Sovereign Grant, which is taxpayer funded and paid from the government to the royal family to cover expenses for royal duties as well as the royal palace. According to the BBC, the grant, which is also funded from Crown estate profit and commercial properties owned by the Crown, is worth $141 million. And that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more juicy royal updates, and I'll catch you next time.